Hello, I'm Nay. I'm Luka, a character who fights using a scythe and Eori with a 95 combo system. He's a boss character, but he's a unique type of boss character who can be used as a strong character. As a kid, you couldn't use him because you didn't know the unlock method. You would watch in awe as older kids or pros played him. Friends would unlock him by rapidly moving their hands, pressing buttons, and entering commands with their fists. Sometimes, as a condition for picking the character, they would ask you to let them win a round or two. Thinking about it now, those were really childish tricks. Now, I'll start analyzing the character Ryu from the perspective of an old-school fighting game player. First, I'll let you know how to defeat Rugal, the boss of the selection match. The order is, press the start button, then quickly press up, right, down, left, and finally press the punch button. If you entered the command correctly, a silhouette and Rugal will appear at the bottom center. First, this is Rugal's basic weak punch. With an incredibly fast speed and long reach, it's one of the strongest basic moves in the game, so it's a basic move that's often used to interrupt the opponent's approach or to cut off their attacks. But even with this, in actual player matches, it's usually the opponent who gets in first. If you try using just this against Ryu, you'll get punished right away. Next is Jeff's skill. In 1995, this basic skill had a mid-level judgment. So it's a basic skill that's very good for approaching opponents who are crouching in close range. There are two ways to use it. You can use it as a standing mid-attack right away, or use it with the F command. The move where you cancel the basic attack after approaching the opponent with the basic move and then use the basic attack again at the same time as a jump is called the F command. The F command is the easiest, but even if you use the standing mid attack right away, there's no problem. Compared to the dash F command, the timing is a bit slower, so it can be easier to use. But if you use the standing mid attack as a shortcut, it becomes even easier to use, and since it's a faster activation frame, there's no risk of it being blocked. If the opponent is holding their guard and not attacking right in front of you, this method won't work. Next is Ryu's first enhanced special move, the Enhanced Hadouken. You can control the speed of the projectile with the direction key. Rugal is also effective when countering close-range projectiles with his special moves. So by using the guard button, you can continue to block and withstand the opponent's attacks. The opponent can try to escape by rolling or using an AB quick escape, but if they don't, you can hit this attack up to 4 times in a row while they're blocking, so the guard damage really stacks up. Mix in throws or stance changes to maintain pressure. Successfully landing a projectile attack can stun the opponent. Projectiles that hit at close range deal high damage. If Eori lands this combo twice, the game is over right away. Even when using basic field skills, the technique deals significant damage. Even light usage shows incredible performance, but unexpected use will completely stun your opponent. The appearance of Ryu's projectile is a wave. Unlike regular projectiles, the delay is too long, so it's a technique that's not used very often. However, when there is only a small penalty, the projectile's performance is suitable for good use. The good thing is that the damage is also high, and you can knock the opponent down. Also, unlike regular projectiles, the projectile disappears when it hits, and the projectile is maintained. Ryu's Fireball expansion shows the fireball's form growing and shrinking during its trajectory, and you can see it shrink when clashing with another projectile. But if you use the AB parry while standing or crouching, you can use the barrier. Actually, I don't really want to use it just to cancel out projectiles on the screen. Next is Rugal. Even if you don't know the character, he's as famous as his technology. He's a well-known genocide cutter. It's a super powerful anti-air move, but it doesn't have much invincibility on startup or during the move. If you try to use it recklessly now, you'll probably get punished. Do you think it's possible to use it effectively? The move looks like a wall jump or command, but it's unsafe when blocked since it jumps off the wall. Andy's projectile and Joe's moves have a built-in forward jump, requiring caution when using them. However, Luang's command moves seem to have a special property. It's a projectile with surprisingly strong damage. Even after 3 consecutive hits, the game's pace remains unaffected, maintaining its high intensity. It's important to assess the damage inflicted by all the attacks. Be cautious of the attack's range, as it differs significantly from other characters' hitboxes. Just with basic attacks, you can deal this much damage, so there's really no need to use a special move. Even if you only land a basic jump attack combo, the opponent will likely be stunned. Due to the insane damage in 1995, getting stunned practically ends the game. It's a really powerful combo. With just 1 hit, the opponent's health gauge is almost completely gone. But if you use this combo when your opponent has built up their power, it's a deadly combo. Ryuga's high-speed jump attacks become deadly combos, even with a simple basic attack. The Genocide Cutter has high damage, but it's not a good anti-air move. This way, you can hit your opponent extra times when they are down. The easiest way to add extra hits is to use a normal attack slowly. If you delay the jump CD with an extra hit, the damage will be stronger than a normal jump side cutter. The jump attack is very slow, but the opponent's stamina drops significantly. You can only add extra hits to basic attacks. If you use the grapple as an extra hit like this, you can tie up your opponent with a throw. If you imagine the situation afterward, this is a very honest and straightforward attack method. Earlier, I mentioned that Ryuga doesn't require projectiles up close due to his guard cancel ability. In this situation, when you try to guard and then quickly use a skill, it works, but if you look at the command for Genocide Cutter, you'll see that all the directions are pointing backward. Rugal can easily use guard cancel as a counterattack when he has meter. If used as an anti-air and the opponent is hit at the tip, they often can't punish you even on a miss. If you get hit by it twice, you're basically dead. Next is Dark Barrier. If you use it weakly, it lasts for 45 frames, and if you use it strongly, it lasts for 75 frames. The weak version is just like that, but when you use the strong version, the 75 frames are so long that the opponent will want to end the attack quickly, so there are often situations where it clashes with projectiles. Sometimes the attack judgment remains after the barrier vanishes, so be cautious. I got hit a lot when I wasn't familiar with this property. Next, I'll explain this property in more detail in the next section, which is about countering opponents. When you use the barrier like this while doing a jump attack, you can also counter the jump attack. Additionally, you can reflect the projectiles of all types. Gilram, Songhwajin, and Ryun's special moves are no exception. Atina's Crystal Pit can also be reflected, of course. Billy can simply block Dark Barrier with his stick, but if you use it from a closer distance, it will be reflected just like before. It's basically the same principle as a guard reflect. When the character's distance is at the very end, the opponent appears right in front of you at the end. As Kyo and Eori explained in the video, the techniques that returned in 1995 are made to be very advantageous against the opponent. Among many rush techniques, Rugal's God Press has an incredible performance. At first glance, it looks like it just hits at the end of the screen, but actually it pushes the opponent all the way to the edge. I mentioned it earlier, but in fighting games, throwing someone into the corner is a huge merit. Other characters have to risk their lives or use special techniques to escape the corner, but Liu Kang doesn't really have any risk even if the opponent guards. This is how Liu Kang's back movement becomes a special advantage. Additionally, Rugal's dash technique can break through opponents who are crouching without a command. Since it's so easy to use, you can even control the distance precisely with this. Now it's made this move much easier to use consistently. If you use the barrier to block and then press the guard button, you can counterattack like this. If this happens, you might block correctly, but still get hit or have your guard broken. I'll check it for you. Move back, then forward and back again while varying your movements. This constant motion eliminates gaps in your defense. Since it seems you took your time, I'll check again. Since you can adjust the distance by stepping down and walking slightly, it's important to keep your balance. Even when holding the field, you can make your stance firm by pressing each foot firmly. Is it okay for your feet to touch the ground during the transition? This is the best spinning technique. Next is the key point when you use it in the corner. When you use the spinning move in the corner, if your opponent guards, your position will be reversed. But if you keep attacking after your opponent guards once, your opponent will keep their guard. So your opponent can't immediately change the direction of their guard. Adding a delay between attacks prevents your opponent from guarding in the same direction, allowing your attack to land. But after using a guard press, if you walk a little and your opponent guards because you haven't moved far away, you know this and can immediately attack in the correct direction. This is Rugal's instant guard cancel pressure. The damage is good, but it doesn't connect well from basic moves. So it's only good for showing off when you maintain a certain state. There's a bug in Luka's Blood Awakening. With Rugal, quickly inputting the command again after using a special move allows you to use it again immediately, without needing to recharge energy like other characters. Since there's no cooldown, you can keep using the Genocide Cutter. This has been the case so far. Now please like, subscribe, and leave a comment, okay? Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.